Hey, all right. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Rusty from the Stunthangar Control Line Forums, and we're here for our Friday Hangout. It is February 22nd, 2019. And oops, hang on. I got to mute my YouTube in the background. That's my lesson to everybody to please do that. And boom, there we go. Yeah, if you got any YouTube tabs open in the background before you come join the video, please mute it so you don't have that happen. Echo feeding back through the microphone. And I've got a weird little glitch on my Hangout screen lately, and it doesn't give me the buttons to mute it until after I start the show. So, past couple of times I've had that happen. Um, and I also don't get the little notification that tells me how many people are watching, so I have to manually go over to YouTube to see that too. And so let me click over and see how many of you guys are hanging out over there. And it looks like, yeah, we got 3 people watching now, and it usually climbs pretty quick. So welcome to the show. We'll hang out until at least midnight. I was going to have to close the show a little early tonight because I thought I was going to have to get up early in the morning. Uh, but looks like my companion to ride to the meeting in Chester tomorrow is not going to be with me, so I get to be as late as I want to be. Meeting doesn't start till 2. Lunch starts at noon, and flying is before and after the meeting. So I'll be doing some flying tomorrow if the weather permits. It's supposed to be 49 degrees and misty rain, and the field is already soggy from a whole week of steady rains. And so if it's a slog pit, I'll probably skip it. Definitely take a spare pair of shoes. Um, but I've got the intermediate Death Star all pre-flighted and flushed out the tank last night and flushed out the crap trap. It had a little peeling paint in it. We got a paint problem on that plane. Don't know what's going on with it, but underneath the paint is already fuel proof. So I just scraped off whatever was bubbling up, cleaned it on the nose so it can't get sucked into the uniflow like it was apparently doing. And she should be ready to fly. So this will be my season opener as far as flying goes. And so I'm hoping we get conditions that are good for flying. And hadn't tried to fly a pattern in a long time, but I'll get up and fly some roundy rounds and work up to some wing overs and see if I can do anything overhead. And hope to have a good time. I feel pretty stable on my feet now. I think I can toss the cane and handle a flight. And actually, I've done some dry flying in the house, just holding my hand out like I'm holding the handle and doing some circles just to get the dizzies out. And honestly, I've found in the past that it's easier to turn circles holding onto the handle where I can lean back against the pull of the plane a little bit. And it's easier on my shoulder actually flying than it is practicing right here in the den. And there's no coffee tables and obstacles for me to trip over out in the field too. So that's a good thing. Might get somebody to stand out there with me, but we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling good, feeling for the first time in a long time like I can actually maybe work back up to some pattern flying. So anyway, that'll be at the Wattenmore Aerodrome in Chester, South Carolina. I call it that. That's Wattenmore's home, one of our old time club members in the Carolina gang, MCLS, the Metro Carolina Control Line Society. And here comes Sparky. Let me let the boss man in, and one click should do it. There you go. Good evening, Sparky. How are you tonight?
Good. Let me turn this down some.
And we've got a special presentation tonight in about 45 minutes. Mike Linsky is going to run a pulse jet for us in his garage. He's notified the neighbors, so they won't think they're being invaded when he cranks it up, because it makes a hell of a racket. And looking forward to that. He posted a thread on Stunthangar in the open forum telling everybody. It's got a few responses, so we look forward to that. That'll be fun for a Friday night. About half everybody's drinking beer on Friday nights when they watch the show anyway. Not me, just coffee. And we got Jack Snavely and Gary Sinclair watching. Good evening, guys. And Sparky, how you doing?
All right, got my new Stunthangar shirt.
Ah, that looks good. Let me click on you so everybody can see what that looks like. Excellent. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I got to get me one of those.
Got a green one over there too.
Yeah, I think I like the white, either white or black. Do they make any black ones?
No, but I probably could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sharp. Okay, and there's a link to click, I think, advertised on the main Stunthangar forum page. If you want to buy a t-shirt, that's where to go to get it.
Yeah, and some of the, I can add the link in this video. Up in the right corner, it'll pop up a little dot, and it takes you right to the store. They're cheaper this year. I think they're $19 or $20. I don't know.
Okay, good. Yeah, I gotta get me one. I got some for every year for the last few years so far, and that puts a little change in the Stunthangar pocket too. So, speaking of that, you guys over on the YouTube side, please don't forget to click on the super chat, that block $ down there, and that puts a little maintenance change in our pockets and keeps Sparky in business. And helps my hobby budget too. So that's a great thing. And what went back to St. Louis for a while, didn't you, Sparky?
Yeah, I was there last week. I didn't take my video camera. That's why I haven't been on. So I just took my movie camera and I made that little video showing my progress.
Yeah, I saw you posted one. As usual, I hadn't had time to catch up on my video watching, but yeah, a lot of people tell me they love watching your videos. So glad you can keep that up. Let's see, somebody's texting me. It's probably one of our faithful viewers. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's Michael Einke. Oh, let's see. The date is wrong on the YouTube channel. It says, oh, the 18th. I forgot to change the damn date on the title.
Hello, I fixed it.
Oh, you did? Okay, thank you. And hey, Jack Snavely just hit us with a donation. Thank you, Jack. Thanks for changing the date, Sparky. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And once in a while, I flub up and forget to make the change. I usually do it a few days ahead of time. Didn't do it tonight, though. But anyway, so everybody that wants to see Mike fire up his pulse jet, come in about 9:30 Central Time. That'll be 10:30 Eastern Time, and he's notified the neighbors, so they won't call the police when he does it. But that'll be his show and tell for tonight. I finally got out to the shop last night and pre-flighted my intermediate Death Star to take to the meeting up at Watts tomorrow, and got a tank of fuel soaking to clean out the fuel system now. Flushed it pretty good last night, but it had paint chips in the crap trap, so had to shoot it.
A question: how many ounces? Or how can I put this? How long does a TD-049 run on an ounce of fuel?
I've never actually timed it, but it's probably about 4 or 5 minutes, I would say. And a Norvell runs a good bit longer on the same amount of fuel.
So a 2-ounce tank would do a whole pattern then.
No question about it. 2 ounces would be more than enough for a full pattern. I'm pretty sure about that. That's why I went to bladders instead of hard tanks on my half A's, because I could get enough time to fly as long as I wanted to before it cut off.
Anybody out there watching this, I'm looking for a TD-049 so that I can build a half A Nobler to enter in Brodak half A stunt.
Yeah, there's plenty of TDs around. If you can't find one on eBay, one of us guys probably has one, and we can fix you up with that.
Or an 051. I don't want one that's worn out either, though. I mean, it's got to be able to work.
My only 051 is worn out, so it's no good. It cuts off whenever you flip it inverted. I think the fuel's getting past the piston and soaking the glow plug or something like that must be going on. And I got all kind of people texting me. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. That's Mike Leinke again. The title on YouTube says Monday 2/18. Okay.
On the YouTube side.
Yeah. The video. I mean, the one on Stunthangar is fixed, but the one on YouTube, I'll change it after the show. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't change it now.
Yeah.
Steve came in. Better let him in.
Yeah. Here, I was off on a different page. Hang on there. There we go. Hey, Steve, how you doing tonight?
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet. It was really slow getting in and stuff like that.
Have you got bad weather?
Not yet. I actually just came in out of the garage and put on a new exhaust on my truck before the bad weather hits. So
the internet is under attack right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. According to Q, yeah.
That's crazy. I watched most of your video you posted on starting to finish your wing and stuff, and
yeah, there ain't much there.
Looking good though. For
gonna be a nice airplane.
For having to try to build in two places and out of your apartment, stuff like that, it's actually looking really well, better than you'd think. I mean, a lot of us want fancy, building areas and stuff like that, but you really can build decent stuff in a small area.
Yeah, as I stated on the video, this airplane isn't done by machine, it's done by hand. I don't have any sanders and saws and shit here.
And it's coming out really good. So I mean, it's just a deal to where you make do with what you got, and the big thing is keeping at it. A little bit here, a little bit there, and it's maybe not as fast, but I don't know.
I got 2 months in this.
Yeah. And I mean for how it looks, I mean it's beautiful and
light.
Is that the gray is carbon veil, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, do you have silk span over top of the carbon veil?
Japanese tissue.
Oh, Jap tissue. So that now, did you sand your veil before you put the tissue on?
No. Just, scuffed it up a little. I didn't sand all the dope off. Here's the fuselage.
Oh, that's looking beautiful. I still love the canopy, how you mold that in like that.
laid up the cowl yesterday. Tomorrow I'll
Oh, sand it all in.
yeah, I'll finish it all out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do the veil, is because the problem I always have with it is once you put it on, it wants to raise grain, and it looks really nice. And then you put the tissue over it, and that holds the fibers from floating or whatever.
Right, then here's the rudder. And then the elevator stabilizer. So all the parts are done, just better put it together.
So now, are you going to carbon veil the whole fuselage, or you just?
Probably.
And then Japanese tissue on that also?
Yep.
I'm putting together a shopping list for Brodak when Bob Zambelli goes up there in a couple of weeks. I need to put carbon veil on there now that you've reminded me.
Make sure he gets 2/10 if you want the light shit. This roll of newspaper right here cost me $50.
It's full of Jap tissue?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
You got it from England, didn't you?
Yeah.
Then it isn't it English tissue?
Yeah.
It's English Japanese tissue.
It's Jinglish.
Yeah, there you go.
English tissue.
Japlish.
I like that. So once you have all the tissue on and stuff like that, then have it assembled. Then you have to wait to take it back home for the final finish.
Unless John is done and I can go over his house and paint it.
Oh, I don't know if you guys see.
Here's the tissue. Let's see if we can see through it. It's so light, it's ridiculous.
Has anybody got a TV on in the background?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Steve.
I gotta completely shut off the sound. It has to be. I'm in a corner, and it's really
sensitive. It reflects off those walls right behind you.
And then the microphone on here picks it up really easy.
I have never seen Japanese tissue this big.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you can do the whole wing with one sheet, can't you?
Right.
Now there is no silk in Japanese tissue, though. Am I correct or not?
Nope, there's no silk in Japanese tissue. How they make it is, it's all handmade. They make a frame, ever how long they're going to make it. They put the paper pulp in a tank, and they start dipping that frame out on a handle, up and down, hold it up and let it dry.
Yeah, I think I said it before. I was watching a thing on TV, and their houses actually has like Japanese tissue windows.
Right.
And you see how they go, and they're saying that they can last for like 50 years. That tissue is that strong and UV resistant and everything else. But they lacquer it just like we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lacquered wall.
Then when a monsoon blows it down, it's not as big a loss as it is when it blows our houses down. They build some of their walls, or they used to. I don't know if they still do, but build their walls out of paper too. Don't suppose it provides a lot of privacy, but I think that's the way they.
Well, they're on tracks, and they can make rooms bigger and smaller, and and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. It showed how they did it, but I just couldn't believe that the tissue would last that long.
It wouldn't last that long in Michigan.
No, it has to be in the southern part of Japan, to where they don't get all the snow, and because that can't have that much insulating value.
Like zero.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't believe how strong it is. I mean, they must be real careful, because if you threw a rock or something, I'd be having holes poked in
Yeah, I'd
my
be knocking holes in as clumsy as I am. I'd be poking holes in it all over the place.
have all kinds of patches on my walls. But I know it's expensive. They were saying what it costs to redo one of their houses. That, when they were talking about it, that the tissue there, they pass houses on from generation to generation. It was like 50 years. And they were pulling all that tissue out and retissuing and relacquering but
I've never paid that much for Japanese tissue. But I've never, like I said, it's the first time I've ever found it where it's this long. Usually it's 20 inches instead of 30 or 36 or whatever it is.
yeah, how many airplanes will you get out of that, Sparky?
I get enough for 3 airplanes.
So, but you're looking at less than $25 an airplane. And if it's that much better and lasts that much longer, it's really a really good investment.
But I got $50 in carbon veil too.
Yeah.
Is that veil just for stiffening? Is that the main reason you use it?
It's a real good blocker. My Monado is veiled, and it blocks the grain really, really well. As far as does it make it stronger, I don't know. They say it does, but
The only place I've ever used it is on a couple of airplanes on the flaps and stabilizer.
Now, my brother used some of the Brodak, but I think he used the 0.3. What are they at? 0.3 and point.
they got 0.5 and 0.2. This is all 0.2.
Okay, he used the heavier stuff, but on his speed plane, it busted the whole back end off of that top part that went on when it went in and stuff. And he carbon veiled the inside and out, sanded it out. I think it's as strong as what it was when it was made. So I really do believe it adds strength.
I'm not sure which weight I've got, but I will get the lighter stuff. And I did, when the first time I used it, I learned that if you try to brush dope on it, it'll tear it up too. So you got to be real careful with your brush.
I got both. What I did on that last one is that I put the 0.5 in the center section and then had that all sanded nice, the edges and stuff, and then put the 0.2 from there, come back over and went out with that.
You see this black line right here?
Yeah.
That's 0.5 in between. It's laminated between 2/8-inch pieces of balsa wood here. So I don't have any plywood doublers in here. I just have,
Yeah, it's like a rock. I did one like that too, and it's hard to believe how there's no twisting, how strong it makes balsa wood when you laminate like that.
I don't know.
Laminated with epoxy.
Yeah, I don't know whether I showed the making of this motor mount crutch, but the inside of this motor mount is all milled out real thin. And then I capped it with 64th plywood. So, I mean, and these are titanium motor pads instead of aluminum. And it was 2 grams lighter, the titanium.
Yeah, I think your finish on this is just going to be fantastic with that Jap tissue. And it's going to be a lot lighter doing it this way. Maybe a little more expensive, but when weight's at, a premium like that, it's well worth it for all the use you're going to get out of the airplane for, an extra $50.
Where'd you buy that titanium?
It was given to me by Ron O'Toole.
I've got metal wedges under my engines too. I think they're 2-degree wedges from Tom Morris, but I think they're not. I don't know if they're some kind of aluminum alloy.
Yeah,
they're pretty hard.
Titanium wasn't really hard; it was just lighter.
Yeah, it is lighter than aluminum, and it's stronger than aluminum.
for as smooth as that motor runs, you don't need any on there. But whatever.
Yeah, that's the big thing, all the vibration and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Well, I built 3 airplanes, and all 3 of them are different. Canopies in a different location, different nose moment, different tail moment. This one here has a different wing in it because of the trailing edge, the pocket hinges. They turned out real nice.
Yeah, I mean, you enjoy doing it and you're good at it. So, you know, hopefully we can learn from how it comes out.
Well, I want it. If it comes out at 62 ounces with as nice a finish as my Monado has, I'll be happy. My Monado has a 19-point finish on it. My first Junar has a 17-point. The high roller has an 18, is about an 18-point finish. So
Okay.
if I can get a 19-point finish and be right in there in the weight, I'll be really happy.
Have you got a paint scheme or anything in your mind yet? How you're going to do it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's cool. I like the high roller. It's like, I don't know how you guys keep coming up with such different paint schemes and all that.
I usually make it up as I go, but I'm about out of ideas now, and I'm going to I'm going to draw it on paper like Don Jenkins always shows us in his build threads what his scheme's going to be before he applies it. I'm going to do that this time and see if I can come up with a nicer than usual color scheme, a scheme that makes sense rather than just a color here and a color there.
Well, my high roller is the same paint scheme that I used on Viper 6. If you look at Wendy's video, he's got a picture of Viper 6. Only Viper 6 was gray. It wasn't white.
Oh, okay.
The reason why it was gray, it was 49 ounces, and I wanted to keep the weight at a minimum, and gray is the best covering color, so I used gray.
Yeah, I still like gray on things, but I know a lot of people, they want white or whatever, but I kind of like things are a little bit different sometimes. And
I wish that they made a white sandable primer that was as good as the DC 540. Sometimes it's hard to cover if you want to put white paint over it. And
everybody listen up on DC 540. If you go to Napa and you ask for white primer, DC 540, they will try to sell you a white primer. It is not the same. Don't do it.
Yeah, ask me how I know that.
Doug just came in, Rusty.
Yeah, here he is. Hey, Doug.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. We're just hitting our groove. Friday night. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just watching some live PD and covering that little Ferrari I made last week or two ago.
First thing I thought when you came on was, let's see what kind of shirt he's got on tonight. Oh. Got your purple shirt, huh?
Yeah. It's funny, I bought a bag of shirts and it looked like they were all the same. So this one was purple. So I was like, cool.
Well, go ahead and tell your story, Steve. What happened to you when you used the white primer?
It was kind of gummy and it took like a whole day to dry, and it didn't actually I ended up wet sanding it all off. It was, I don't even believe it was lacquer. I think it was some kind of enamel primer or something.
Yeah, it is not the same.
I thought that DC stood for Duplicolor. I figured that's who made the DC 540. So I bought some of the white sandable primer, as it said on the label, and I couldn't sand it for shit. I used all the elbow grease I had, and that stuff would not sand off like the gray does, like the DC 540 does.
DC does not stand for Duplicolor.
Yeah, apparently not.
It's made by Sherman-Williams. Duplicolor, or DC 540 is Sherman-Williams Automotive Division.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mike?
What's going on, man?
Mike
Not much.
Ferris,
We're just hitting our groove here.
What's that?
Mike Ferris is working with the Brodak primer, and he's coming up with different thinners to make it dry faster, but that's white. And he said he's been having good luck. So I got to figure out what he is using for a mix.
Don't do it.
No?
No. You'll not find anything better than DC 540.
Yeah, so far I found that to be true.
The only thing that's wrong with DC 540 is it's thinned with xylene, and if you sand without gloves, it will make your hands dry out and tingle, and it's a pain in the ass. But
we were just trying to find a white primer that would, that you could go over with a blue or a red without having to lay down white over top of the gray.
Well, if you want to do that, take some white dope and add baby powder. Use white dope with baby powder. Or you can buy some of Randy's zinc stearate. There's an echo in here now.
I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, I'm fine so far.
It went away.
All good here. Sparky, did I hear you were looking for a TD 049?
Yeah.
Man, I just sold a 49 and a 51 on eBay like 2 weeks ago. I would have sent it to you for nothing if you said something sooner. You building a half A something?
If I can get a motor, I'll build a Nobler, a little half A Nobler with about a 30-inch wingspan.
Okay.
Maybe 25-inch wingspan.
How about a Norville? Have you considered using a Norville?
I don't know anything. I don't know shit about 049s.
Yeah.
That's why I asked how much fuel does it take to do a pattern.
Yeah. Are you doing it for the Brodak event?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you got your hands on a because it's up to 061, so I think you really need to be looking for a Norville 061 would be better than a TD.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, TD's put out a lot of power, but the Norville does too. So.
I like TDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Norvilles are readily available. They're
How long lines do you fly them on? 40 foot?
42 typically on a stunner. Yeah. And then, I mean, you can shorten them or lengthen them if you need to, down to 40 or out to 45. But
depending on the weather, I'll fly mine on 45 sometimes.
Yeah.
I take 35, 42, and 45 handle out to the fields.
Mm-hmm.
I figure I can build one of them little 049 airplanes in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I just started mine tonight.
What are you building, Mike?
Well, I'm building a foam wing half-A stunner based on the Stunt bot.
Oh, I remember. You were talking about that the other day.
It's going to be that airplane, but half-A sized.
Yeah, I got you.
I got the cores are here's the cores I'm going to use right here.
It looks like
48 inches, but they're real thin. They're real thin, and you can't really see it, but I just laid up the fuselage tonight. I'm laminating some 1/4-inch balsa with some 1/8-inch balsa, and then I've got a nose block in there, hardwood nose block to put the motor onto, and then after the fuselage isn't actually even drawn out yet, I've just laminated basically a big plank, and then I'll draw a center line on it and then cut the fuse out after that. So it's going to be very similar to the electric stunt bot. It's the same way I built this one, the electric one, but it's going to be a lot smaller. It'll have a shorter fuse on it, and probably smaller elevator and rudder since it's half A and it's not going to have a big electric power plant up front. But basically, this airplane a little bit smaller is what I'm going to do.
But it's still going to have. Whoops, sorry. Is it still going to have a 48-inch wing?
It's going to start that way.
Okay, so I'm thinking that's going to be quite large for a half A.
Well, that's a half A electric on there, and it flies it really well, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's more than a half A electric on there. But Doug, I'm using a half A combat motor. Okay.
For
either a Profi or a VA.
Yeah, I haven't heard of those.
With the Profi, it says 0.8.
Yeah,
half A, but it says 0.8 and not 0.61.
It's 0.08, which is an 049, and then the 1.0s are 061s.
Yeah, 1 cc is a 61. Yeah,
1 cc is a 61. A
Oh,
0.08 cc is an 049.
You're right.
Then why do they put on their 0.61?
Because that's cubic
on
inches.
They do that on a Norville. They put 0.61. On the Russian engines, on the 4s and the Profis, they do 0.8 or 1.0.
Yeah, or just looks like a 10, and a 10 is an 061.
Okay, so 0.61 is 0.61 of a cubic inch then?
Yes, but they're doing, I believe it's metric when they call them 8 cc or 0.8 and 1.0.
Yeah, because that wasn't making sense to me, because it's like one can't be a 0.61 and one's a 0.8, and they're both half A.
They're using different measurements.
Half A stops at 050, and an 051 is Class A.
Well, we're splitting hairs there on that for this conversation.
Yeah, see, that's what I was getting to.
For Brodax, you're allowed an 061. They're calling it half A stunt up to an 061, which is a 1.0 Russian motor.
Yep. Or 1 cc is a 0.61 cubic inch.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah,
CCs
I don't have
CCs versus cubic inches.
Mike, what ship were you on?
What ship was I on?
Yeah.
I was on the USS Bronstein. It was a fast frigate. It was FF 1037. There was only 2 of them in that class, the Bronstein class. It was built in like 61 or 62, something like that.
What year were you in?
I was in 1986 to 1990.
Way after me.
Hey, Chris Hornady just joined us. How you doing, Chris?
What's up, guys?
Hey, man.
There's another chief.
So I posted the link to the live chat tonight on, or just the YouTube part of it on the Facebook Control Line Flying, Rusty, just to maybe get some guys watching out there.
Okay, good. I added to the post that you put on Stunthangar with the thread to At the Bench. We got Lyle N7118X on the YouTube side that's trying to get in. He's in the At the Bench thread, but I'm not sure what's happening. We got Ken Herrick too now. He says, hi, Mike.
Yeah, Ken, I found out, lives about an hour south of me and flies control line at an RC club at Arnold Air Force Base, Coffee County Airfoilers. And we're going to try to hook up. He told me there's 10 or 12 guys that fly control line down there at the RC field. So I'm going to try to meet up with him this spring and get some flying going. But we're going to run this pulse jet here, man, in like 10 minutes. We're going to fire this bad boy off.
So I heard this morning that you're in the crosshairs of some bad weather coming, Mike.
Rained all day. We got 4 inches of rain today. They actually canceled school today because there was so much rain and flash flooding. And they even canceled the daddy-daughter dance tomorrow because of the the rain. It's flooding all over Tennessee, man. We need swimming trunks right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it actually said Franklin, you know, south of Nashville, and I'm like, oh shit, but they were naming 2 towns down below Nashville. That was right in the crosshairs.
A lot of bad flooding going on. Well, listen, you all carry on. I'm going to get this thing set up and fueled up and get the camera positioned. Because I've already warned the neighbors I was going to touch this thing off at 9:30. And I warned the wife, too. She's in the house with the kids. But we're going to do a static run on the pulse jet here in the shop. Should be noisy. It'll be fun.
Well, maybe I'll make it back. I got to finish up my exhaust on my truck. I just stopped in to get everything, you know, get some more people on here in the beginning. But we got a lot of people now, so I'll try to get back on in a little bit.
Chris, are you in your shop right now?
What's that?
Are you in your shop right now?
Yeah.
Looks like jail.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, the brig.
That's what it was. It's converted over to a police station.
We got Lyle over on YouTube that's trying to get into the video, and he's in the At the Bench thread. And Lyle, if you click the top link, when you go to At the Bench, before you click on any of the threads, there's a link with today's date in it. It says tonight. It says Stunthangar Video Hangout, February 22nd, 2019. And so when you open that thread, the top link in there, it says the link to tonight's show is blah, blah, blah. Click that link. Let me go look at that thread
I
too.
don't believe he's there because he's not on the, you know, I can look and see who's where on the forum unless he's a guest, and he's got to be logged in to see that thread.
He says he's in, yeah, actually, I think he's looking at the thread. It says how to join, but what you need to be in is the thread. His title is today's date. It says Stunthangar Hangout Friday.
Hello, Rusty. He's not logged in. I'm looking at the forum.
Oh.
He's not logged into the forum. I can even give you his IP address.
That might be the problem. Wow, if you're not logged into Stunthangar, then you can't see the At the Bench thread, or you can't access it anyway. Oh, hang on. Yeah, you're not actually in. I'll get you.
There he goes.
He's coming in.
Okay, Lyle's in. Hang on. I got a bunch of people trying at the same time. Okay, here you go, Doug. Show and broadcast. Okay, Lyle, hang on. I got you right now. Okay, Lyle's in. You just must not have any lights on you. And you got your mic. You need to turn your microphone on, Lyle. Let me see if I can turn it on for you. Somebody texting me. It's probably one of our faithful viewers. Okay, now here. Stop the YouTube feed that you've got going in the background. The date is wrong. On the YouTube channel, it says, oh, the 18th. I forgot to change the damn date on the title.
Oh, I fixed it.
Oh, you did? Okay, thank you. And hey, Jack Snavely just hit us with a donation. Thank you, Jack. Thanks for changing the date, Sparky. I appreciate it.
I have to shut the window.
And once in a while, I flub up and forget to make the change. Wow, close your YouTube page ahead of time.
This is Lyle. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a YouTube page going in the background.
Oh, all right, let me shut that down now.
Everybody that wants to see Mike fire up his pulse jet, come in about 9:30.
Hey, there's Pat. All right.
Okay, hang on. Let me find Pat.
Now we're good.
Let him in. Okay, Pat, you should be coming in now, and turn your microphone on, and you'll be with us.
Yeah, we got another Kansas contingent here. Far out.
Okay, Pat, unmute your microphone, and you should be live.
And you
Let's
should
see.
turn the camera on.
Yeah, camera's not on either.
My camera's off. This is Lyle. I know that.
Okay, well, I can't see you,
Yeah,
but I
you
can hear
me.
you.
Okay.
Looks like you just don't have any lights on.
Got tape over the camera.
I got tape over the camera is right.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Wait,
yeah. If you're too ugly, then
I know.
leave the tape on. Oh, there you go.
There I am.
We can see-
There I
Looks
am.
like Kilroy. Looks like Kilroy was here.
Yeah.
All right. How you doing, Lyle?
I'm doing okay.
Oh man, I like getting new people in here.
Waiting
Well,
for some good flying weather.
okay. Well, let me give a little YouTube tutorial to anybody that's new here. Is when you are trying to watch somebody who wants to show you something, but they're not on screen big where you can see it. If you will click on their image in the little film strip, it'll get a white border around it, and you'll be highlighting them. They'll be big on your screen. When you finish watching them, click on that again, and it'll go back to defaulting to whoever's making the most noise. And this is not full duplex. Whoever makes the most noise gets the priority big screen in the window.
So that's why you're always on.
Well, I didn't bring my cheering section tonight, so that's, I'm not going to have a lot of noise.
And I'm a quiet one, so I won't make much noise.
Okay, so we got Pat and Lyle, and we still have no picture for Pat, but Pat, say something, Pat, are you there?
Come on, Pat, say something.
Oh, Pat's got his, yeah, okay, Pat's microphone's on.
You say something, Pat. I don't hear you.
I don't hear him.
Oh, well, he's almost all the way in. He just got his camera turned off. But anyway, Mike will be starting up his show in a minute. He's going to give us a pulse jet demonstration in his workshop. He's getting ready to do that. And at 9:30 is his scheduled pulse jet demo.
Hey, can I direct the conversation real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of a newbie thing, but hinging. Now, I've watched Rusty's video on hinging and everything, and I really like that method. But for these little 1/8 stabilizers, they're just made out of 1/8 ply, say on a twister or something like that. What are y'all using for a hinge? I'm trying. I want to stick with some form of silk or fabric hinge.
Do you do the over and under
Yes.
of it?
Yes.
That's good, but I didn't think a twister was 1/8 inch. I thought it was at least 3/16 or a quarter.
Go to the parachute rigger and get some Kevlar thread and make a figure 8. Sew the hinges on, back and forth like that.
Yep,
Okay.
those are good and loose and good. But
yeah, that's how I do all of my old time type planes.
One of the tools I have for hinging is these little, I don't know what they are, spades, I guess. I can't tell if I'm on the picture.
I got it, yeah.
These little spades, there's 3 of them. They come in different thicknesses. Also, that hinge slotting tool that, I don't know, Great Plains made, I think, and that makes a pretty good slot to start with. But then if you run one of these things through it, man, you've got a perfect slot to work with.
Yeah, I usually start mine with an X-Acto blade, and then I've got a cut off jigsaw blade in a X-Acto handle that I just run through and saw it and drag the bolts out of it. That makes it pretty good. Or a scroll saw blade, not a hacksaw blade.
So what?
That's good for a homemade outfit, but if you've got the cash to go something like this, man, once you've got a slot, you jam that barbed baby through there. This thing is sharper than you can imagine.
Yeah, it'll clean it out and
you're
make
right
a good
there.
slot.
Okay.
But sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to.
No. Thank you for the information. Yeah. What I did was I just went to like the local fabric store and got some of the lightest weight polyester I could, and it's really really light stuff. And I did the over under like 1-inch squares on that twister, and it seemed to work out good. But I guess my first mistake was I ended up originally I used like a medium silk span.
Oh,
and
dang.
yeah.
Yeah,
put the
not
twister
enough
in the
string
ground.
was it?
Yeah,
Chris, what I'm talking about is when you go to the parachute rigger, get a spool of thread that looks like this. Let me see, I got it here somewhere.
This is rib tape for real airplanes.
Yeah, I got some of that.
Yeah, and I cut it into 3/4 inch or so wide strips.
You see that, Chris? Chris, you see that?
That nylon or that polyester thread there?
That's Kevlar thread.
Kevlar? Okay.
The parachute rigger has it. And you go over and figure 8, and you only put in 2 hinges about 1/8 inch wide on 2 on each side, 2 on each elevator. So you got 4 times you got to do this. You just sew it back and forth and put a little dot of glue on the wood to hold it together, and it'll never break. It'll never come apart.
Okay. Well, I got a parachute rigger that's working for me right now. I might hit him up.
Where are you at right now, Chris?
I'm in Pensacola.
Looks like a pretty large facility.
Yeah, it's not. It's decent size, yeah.
What is it? Are
It's
you
a
a mechanic?
police station.
Police?
Yeah, police.
He's military police.
Ah, okay.
I think they call it security.
Yeah. We get caught a lot of things.
Hey, this is Lyle. Quick question. I came in at the end of the conversation about the Jap tissue and the large piece. I was wondering where you get it.
I got it from England. I got it from a free flight place. Let me see if I can find it if I can't find it real quick, I'm not going to dig.
Don't worry about it. I'm not buying it tonight.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
I can hear you.
All right, here we go.
You wearing that blue shirt?
Yeah, that's him. Click on Mike. Hang on, Mike. I'm going to do a present to all so that everybody can see you. Wow.
Well, that's white hot.
You got to do it. Can you turn your lights out while you're doing it? That looked awesome.
No, I can only just do that the one time.
Okay.
That was cool.
You
That
could
was cool,
barely
man.
see the flame coming out of the back, but it got hot in a
if I
hurry.
took the lights off, you'd have been able to see the flame really good.
Is anybody still selling those jets? I know Dynajet, Bailey used to sell them. Nobody's selling them anymore.
Hobby King
not
had
sure.
a faulty version of one here a while back.
But it's not available. I texted the customer service at Hobby King. They said they're no longer available. I should watch their website if they ever bring it back. But
I heard they weren't very good quality, Lyle, when they did have them.
Yeah, I know. What I read was that the tailpipe weld was pretty crappy. You had to re-weld.
That was the first batch.
Oh.
And then there was another batch after that release that was supposedly better.
Oh.
I've got Hobby King Pulse Jet up there. I haven't run it yet, but I will soon.
When you fired that up just now, Mike, you could see the heat go to like the rear clamp, and then it really didn't pass that. Well, I'm sure it was hot, but it didn't turn white hot past that rear clamp. And so I'm wondering if the length of that pipe were adjusted some, would the thrust change?
Well, they won't run. It's all very much calculated and figured out the size of the combustion chamber versus the size of the exhaust pipe and the length of the exhaust pipe. Because
Okay.
what happens is you get an explosion in the combustion chamber.
Sure, it's got to work back and forth.
And pulls the next charge in. So it's all
right.
very sciencey shit, which I don't understand.
Mike, I got one other comment about that. I'm a metallurgist by trade when I was working, and I know that tailpipe is made out of a stainless steel. And I know from years ago that they always, when I played with those things around the speed circle, they wanted to launch it right away so you get cooling air over it. And that tailpipe sitting on the bench for that length of time was turning so hot that you're going to embrittle that stainless steel and ruin the stainless metallurgically. And once you burn it up,
you're correct.
You're not going to recover it.
You're correct. But what you don't know is that this pipe...
Inconel.
No, this pipe is very, very old, and it's been blown out 3 or 4 times. It's been welded several times.
Yeah.
It's the crappiest pipe of 5 pipes that I own. So it's the one I use when I am going to run one on the bench.
All right. Okay.
I don't care about this pipe.
Yeah.
If you can look at it, I mean, it's beat to hell.
I could see it. Yeah. It looks like it's almost melted through.
Yeah. Well, it's not melted through, but
it's all occupied.
It has been welded several times, and it has split a couple of times. It split right here.
Yeah.
I was flying this pipe in February in Detroit, and the whole pipe just blew wide open on me on a flight.
Wow.
So this is the sacrificial lamb bench running pipe, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't do this with any of my good pipes or any of my other engines.
What do you run for fuel now?
That was a 80-20 mix of 20% nitro, 80% methanol.
Is that the fuel for the sport jets or the full jet?
That is the sport jet fuel now, 80-20.
80-20.
Now,
hey, Lyle.
Yeah.
Real quick, because I'm going to get off here. If you look in the chat box, I gave the guy's email address.
Okay. Thank you.
It's in our internal chat box, not the YouTube chat box.
Okay. I saw it come up. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right, guys. I'm going to get off here.
Okay, Sparky. Have a good weekend.
Well, the other thing, too, this airplane is retired. Dad built this in the early 60s. I only use it to bench run, and plus it has a gas tank on it. So, I can, it's got a tank and it's got mounts, so I can clamp it up in the vise and run it without having to have a special test stand to clamp an engine to.
Right.
This plane was flown exclusively on gasoline, though, when we flew it, because it has a very small tank in it. So we ran it on gas or white gas, Coleman fuel.
Yeah.
But that's an 80-20 mix in there. I think with the 80-20 mix and the size of that tank, it would probably only run about 45 seconds and be out of fuel because it's a very small tank compared to the tanks on the Bolton jet that I'm running, which I think I'm carrying probably close to 10 ounces in those.
Wow.
Of the 80-20, and that'll give about a minute and a half flight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is a non-flying plane these days, and like I said, I just fired it up to show the folks at home who've never seen one run.
Pretty cool. Thanks. Yeah, that was awesome. I had no idea it was going to turn cherry red and then white hot that fast.
Yeah, well, they don't turn cherry red like that in the daytime when you're flying them. You can't really, you can see a little bit of a glow on the combustion tube sometimes in the day, but at night, they light up pretty good.
Have you been to Brodex and seen Dan Banchak do a stunt pattern with one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he does team flying with Palco.
Mike Palco.
Yeah, that's awesome. I fitted them.
I should have a jet stunner ready for Brodex this year. Actually, I'm hoping to have it ready in May so I can do the test flying while I'm at Detroit flying combat this summer.
Lyle, were you saying team stunt?
Yeah, they put two stunt planes up together and did a pattern that was rehearsed, where if they did a wing over, they would start the wing overs at opposite sides of the circle and they would pass up at 12 o'clock. and come down the other end and did, you know, all kinds of stuff.
Sometimes they do that on Sunday at Huntersville after the contest.
Well,
Uh-huh.
tell you what, Lyle, last year, Dan and Mike almost screwed the pooch at the Nats on the L pad with that.
Really?
They were doing, one was inverted, one was upright, you know, and they were
Yeah.
flying past each other.
Yeah.
And Mike was a little too low and Dan was a little too high. And I'm not kidding. They probably missed each other by about 6 inches, man.
Wow.
Everybody on the L pad was like, ooh, because I mean it was literally one inverted, one upright.
Yeah.
Head on, closing speed.
Oh no.
It was close.
How did they orient their maneuvers with each other? Was it one loop on top of the other, or was it one loop beside?
They kind of talk to each other and they just fly like they're flying a combat match or something, you know. Like, you know, we're both going to do wing overs, but one stays on this side of the circle, the other stays on that side of the circle.
Yeah.
And but I mean, the inverted and the upright, you know, one guy flies at 15 feet, the other guy's supposed to fly at 10. But the
loops specifically, were the loops concentric or were they side by side?
No, opposite sides of the circle.
Opposite sides of the circle.
They'll be 180, and it's like, okay, let's both do a loop. Or let's both do a square. You know what I mean? That's all they're doing is loops and squares, insides and outsides on opposite ends of the circle.
Okay, so they don't ever have an opportunity to be side by side with each other except during a wing over.
They're not doing like two for the show like what you're saying, where they're both one in front of the other and they're both looping at the same time. That's
what I was getting at is I think Mike Tallman and Lou Woolard initiated that type of thing, and where they were concentric loops and figure eight stuff with each other instead of opposite sides.
I mean, these things are going over 100 miles an hour, I think. So
I'm not talking, you know, jet speed, rocket ship pattern stuff, but this will be, you know, viewable team stunt, two for the show deal.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've just got the last two wings built. They need cap stripped and the wingtips put on, and the bell cranks and stuff put in. So they're getting close.
We got any YouTubers out there that commented on the jet, Rusty?
No, not a lot. We hadn't had anybody comment on it.
I'll be damned.
How many are on the YouTube thing or viewing?
Somebody who's got the page open, tell me. I can click over to it, but it doesn't. My main screen doesn't tell me anymore. Hang on, let me take a look. I got to refresh the page. It'll probably start talking in the background when I do it too. No, I can't even get to it right now. Stunthangar.
Well, this magnetic building board is really, really helping things for building. First time I've used it, you know, was for this project, and man, it's great. All these little doodads that hold things in place. And,
yeah, that looks pretty handy.
Yeah, they're neat little deals. It's really helped.
I'm trying to refresh now so I can see what's going on over there, but not having a lot of luck. Let's see. I don't want to accidentally close up the show either. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, I hate not being able to see. Okay, now we got it. Looks like 21. Let me refresh. Looks like 21 people are watching now.
That's cool. That's pretty good turnout, man.
So they all saw it, just hadn't had any comments on it. You're probably going to start hearing feedback as I refresh. I caught it in time. Come on. And it's slow tonight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 21 after I refresh. So, yeah, we got a good crowd over there. So they all saw it. Somebody's feeding back now.
Oh man, this is too simple. I got a calendar with puzzles on it for every day, and it says, "What is the concept or
Whether or not
that's depicted in this one?" It's way too simple. No takers.
Hang on.
What is the concept depicted by these two words?
Ground London. I do not know.
The underground subway?
Close, Lyle.
The Channel. I don't know.
How about the London Underground?
All right. Well, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, JP got it over there on YouTube.
Ah,
The
good.
London Underground. Yeah, I didn't have the chat box up for a second. Gary
Yeah.
Sinclair and Jack Snavely and John Skukulek all love the jet.
Good. See, you're a hit, Mike. Your jet's a hit. I don't know about you, man.
Is Ken Herrick still on there, Rusty?
He'll have to chime in. Ken, what's his name? Ken Herrick. Ken Herrick, are you still out there? He says oh yeah, he did comment on it too. He said he'd love to see that in person sometime. And Ken Herrick, yep, he says, yeppers, Ken Herrick is still there.
All right. Well, Ken, I got lots of combat and stunt stuff to bring down to Coffee County Airfoilers there when we get together. Hopefully we can get a day with good weather. I'll bring Samuel out and we can fly some demo combat matches and tear up a bunch of stuff for you guys.
Tear it up.
Yeah, big fun. Let's see. Pat says, Doug, no purple shirt tonight.
Yeah, that's a purple shirt.
It says it's purple.
Yeah, that's purple.
Can't tell. Can't tell on video though.
Yeah, it's purple.
Is the fabric purple? It just looks white.
Yeah, they all came in this package, all the same, except this one. This one, I wanted a purple shirt, so I made a purple shirt. Yeah, I have a rugby shirt too.
JP wants to know what Mike's drinking. Fat Tire again? Oh, Mike's not in front of the screen. We'll find it out, JP.
Oh, here's one for you. Had a package of wire. It was marked copper. It's 26 gauge to wrap the lead outs and stuff. And this copper wire here, this copper. And I got to messing with it. Figured out, look at there. These are the magnets from the building board.
Oh.
And so I picked up the package that I'd thrown away already and looked at it really close. And in really, really teeny tiny, itty bitty small letters on the back said high carbon steel.
Copper plated.
Copper plated, huh?
Yeah. I was like, oh, great.
Is that from the craft section at Walmart?
In, I think it was Hobby Lobby. I was like, yeah.
I bet mine's probably the same way. I haven't given it the magnet test. I think about last roll I bought was in the craft section at Walmart, and I think it's 28 gauge, maybe something like that.
Yeah, 26 about as small as I want to work with. And I put heat shrink over that.
Has anybody looked at the lines that they sell on Amazon now? I think they come from a guy in Europe or Russia. There's a whole control line, something or other. You can.
Bob Hunt was exclaiming how much he likes some new lines that are made in one of those Eastern European countries. Was it Ukraine or?
Here, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
This is it.
You gonna cut the crimped ends off and retie them?
No, they're already crimped.
You can buy them with or without the crimps on them.
Yeah, you can get them either way. You can buy them with or without, but they're the same price.
But that some of them are 7-strand and some of them are 4-strand.
They're $25 a set, and I bought these. These are 60 14.5, so these would be legal for any airplane up to 48 ounces. 15s for anything up to 48 ounces. I haven't tried them yet. But
now on the package, on the corner of the package, it says 4. So you bought the 4-strand one, but there's also a 7-strand one.
Yeah.
I wonder has anybody compared them?
No, I just bought these.
Yeah.
I haven't flown them yet. They're supposed to be super light, though. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if they're only 4-strand, they probably are. A lot lighter than 7-strand.
Yeah, right on Amazon, man. $25, free shipping with Prime. I mean, it's, $25 is steep for a set of lines, but everybody was raving about them so much. I thought I'd pick up a couple of sets for like Ringmaster size. Well, to replace 15s, to replace some other 15 lines. I thought I'd give them a try. But then I got reading, that 15s are good for models up to 48 ounces. I got a bunch of stunt planes that are under 48, and, fly them on 15s would be probably beneficial,
Yeah, JP says he doesn't trust crimps anymore. He recommends cutting the ends off and wrapping them.
There you go.
That's all I do. I never flew crimps anymore.
Yeah, I don't trust crimps anymore. Nope.
I've never had a crimp let go, man.
I've crimped some, wrapped some, and swaged some. Wayne's got a swaging tool. I do that on the lead out sometimes.
If you have the swaging tool, it's good. But if you don't.
Yeah. I hadn't had any of those let go, except for once when I used the wrong size. They were too big and didn't swage all the way down and crimp the wire and pinch the wire.
I never had a swaging tool, but I used to use my lockjaw pliers to crush the copper tube, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was lucky. Never failed, but I got educated to wrap them, and I never went back to crimping them again.
Yeah, wrapping the flying lines. I always wrap the flying lines. Either that or buy them from Tom Morris already wrapped.
Yeah, right.
But as far as lead outs go, I usually swage them because wrapping the heavy wires tough on my fingers, so it's easier for me just to swage them.
Well, Stephen was there and now he's gone. What happened, Steve?
All right, guys. Well, I got to let y'all go. I got to get back to work for a little while.
Okay, Chris. Hope you get to arrest somebody or something.
I got to sign off too. Lyle's signing off. Been fun, guys. Good night.
Good night. See you.
Good night. Yeah, y'all try not to talk over each other because it gets impossible to understand. It's hard when we get a bunch of people on here to do that. It's hard to get a word in edgewise when you want to talk, and then somebody else gets in at the same time. Oh, here comes Steve McBride. Let me let you in. Hadn't seen old Steve in a while. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Rusty. How we doing?
We're all right. Did you see Mike's Pulse Jet demo?
No, I did not.
You'll have to go back on the rerun and check that out. It was pretty good. It got cherry red, and some of it got white hot. You could watch the heat creeping down the tube. That was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I got to see that. That's not his new Pulse Jet one you got, is it?
Now he had an old beater. What you got there behind you, Steve?
This is my new Patriot.
Do tell.
This
Give
is
us
a new
show and
Patriot.
tell.
I just finished for Classic.
Oh, very nice.
That's
So
pretty
now,
cool.
yeah, I got this all set up and used some of the designs that were already on the box, but then made some alterations and changes of my own for the decoration of it. That's this year's Classic plane. I want to take out the vintage Stunt to VSC, and we're working on this hard. Now it's all finished. I got everything set up and done with it. Now it's all buffed out and rubbed out, and I'm in the process now. I just got to wax it, shine it up a little bit more. But I got the whole plane completely complete and finished and all rubbed out.
What's it called?
A Patriot. It's called a Patriot.
Oh, looks like Doug's turned his camera off, or we
Did you,
lost
build,
him.
did you build that thing, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah.
I popped out for just a second.
Yes, I built that.
Is that the one we've been watching the last few months, or?
Yes.
Oh,
That's the one you've been. That's the one you've been watching the last few months. That I kept bringing up here and showing the small progress.
okay.
We
Well,
saw
yeah,
me. I was looking.
the last time it wasn't even covered yet. You haven't been on in so long. You got.
I haven't been on, so I've been working on it.
Yeah,
I've been coming home and getting home from work, and the only way you're going to regress and get something done quicker is you got to put the time into it. So every day I got home from work and put a couple hours into it and just kept working on the plane and working on the plane and doing something with it every day to accomplish it and get it done. Well, I mean, I remember one time when you saw it, I had it set up. I just had the wing, and I was showing the wing.
right.
And I showed the tab and parts and so forth. Then I showed it assembled, and from that point on, I haven't been on too much. And then I was doing the finishing with it. I was putting all the covering and the finishing to it. Now I got it finished. So I got it finished. I got it all done and labeled up. I got it all painted. It's all rubbed out. I just have to wax it. I want to keep putting a couple more coats of wax on it and shine it up some more.
I got to pop in here with the question.
Sure.
I'm wondering about that Corsair Brodak has, or any Corsair that's a good stunt plane. You know of any Corsair that is a good stunt plane?
Not me.
I saw one video of it, of one person that actually made a Corsair for stunt, and it was impressive to see. It was a really beautiful airplane. It was really impressive to see. It was nice and it was nice. But as far as competition, I haven't really seen them out for people that have progressed with building them.
Huh. So was the fidelity to scale very good?
It's more of a skill venture, yeah.
Did it look like it was pretty close to scale, or was it fudged so it would be a stunt plane?
As far as the graphics and everything that was put on it, the way he painted it and he made it, it was all made to scale for that. All the designs and the markings on it were all to scale. When I looked at that, it still had the Corsair wing to it. I don't think it had as much dihedral in it and the bent wing as the Corsair has, but it was pretty. It was nice.
What size was it?
It was a 60 size airplane.
60, yeah.
Hey, Steve, Minnesota Mike wants to know if you're having snow in Las Vegas.
Oh, God. I got to laugh about that because I never thought of that. Yes, we do have snow out here. 9 years I've lived out here. I haven't seen snow unless I looked on the mountains or if you went to Mount Charleston. But here, actually in the valley now, we've had snow for 2 weeks. It's been snowing on and off. And actually this week, we actually had about 2 inches of accumulation. And that's unheard of out here. We don't get snow out here.
Well, I was just wondering if the fidelity to scale, like the dimensions of the Corsair, looked like a Corsair, or was it a box with a bent wing? You know,
No,
to pretend it was
It looked like a Corsair. The way this guy put it together and the way he built it and set it up. And when I looked at that and watched, like I said, I watched it on the video, and I saw on the video, and I hit on the YouTube, and I hit the pause, and I looked at it and saw it there. It was it looked to scale. It actually did look to scale, and it did have the markings to it and the graphics and everything. So it was nice as far as that was concerned on to scale.
So it had a round fuselage, not a box.
Round fuselage. Right? It had a round fuselage. It did have a round fuselage. That is correct.
Okay.
The one that I did see. But like I said, I only saw one video of it like that, which I thought was pretty impressive, and I like it. I like the World War II and scale bird airplanes a lot.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up in this hobby. When I first started in this hobby, I flew only scale. I really didn't fly into precision aerobatics, stunt, or anything to that nature. I did that as a fun venue of the hobby. I was a competitive scale builder, so when I see a scale airplane, I'm impressed by it. I like them a lot.
Yeah, well, it's like Don Hutchinson and has a lot of scale airplanes, you know, that are stuntable, and right. Wasn't that Cosmonato?
Cosmonato, who made this Hellcat, and so did Chris Cox. Chris Cox who made the Hellcat, and that plane is a 20-point concourse, beautiful airplane.
Well, and there was a P-47 floating around somewhere, wasn't
there? That's Paul Walker.
Paul. Yeah. So Corsair isn't really the airplane to make into a stunner, huh?
If you're a top, if you're a top person like a Paul Walker or Howard Rush or somebody that's or Dave Fitzgerald or somebody that's a real top builder, and you know how to build it light and you can figure out the dynamics to make it work, then I would say, yeah, you would do that to that point. Am I a person that would build one to that nature? No, because I can't see. I work hard enough to build a straight wing. I'm not going to attempt to try to build a crooked wing that's going to actually work and fly and stunt. I'm not going to build a bent wing that's designed to be a bent wing for stunt.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, I just picked this up this week for Samuel.
Sweet. What do you got there? What's that Rojet?
It's a PA-40.
40, okay.
It's a PA-40 with a pipe.
Right.
It became available. I saw it on Stunthangar, so I jumped on it because I figure Samuel, when he's a teenager, probably his first real stunt ship will be like a 40 size something,
right?
Not a 61 or a 65 or a 75. So what's a good airframe for a PA-40?
For a PA-40?
Yeah.
A lot of people, what they put that in was a Jameson.
Really?
I've seen people build a Jameson and put the PA-40s in a Jameson.
No kidding.
They work nice in that size airplane and worked out well in that type of venue.
Okay.
Although I did find people stating they were putting the 40s into a 50 or a late 60 size model already too, because the pipe has so much less power.
Right.
You can put the 40 into a real. If you build a nice light 60 size ship, you can put it into a nice light 50s or 60 size ship.
Over on YouTube, JP suggests SV11.
I would say you could put it in an SV11. An SV11.
Light SV11, yeah.
A light SV11.
I think JP's Jerry Phelps. Is that the same Jerry Phelps as in Team Phelps, Jerry and Mary?
Is that
Jerry Phelps?
Is that who JP is?
Yeah, apparently so. Oh. He just posted Jerry Phelps a few minutes ago, and he also, when we were talking about Patriot, he says he flew it at the WC in 1974.
He won. This is his design.
Oh, cool. Okay, and he says Kurt Mullenix flew one at the Nets in 2000, he thinks. And then he came back and said a Corsair.
Jerry Phelps is the one who designed it, and that's where I liked it on the design of it. And pretty much the way the box and the picture shows on it is exactly how I made all the graphics and painted this airplane. How I painted this whole airplane and designed it. I just changed a few things on the markings of it, only so it was more somewhat original of my own. But everything else is exactly the way it's shown on the box.
Okay, JP came back and said he's not Jerry. He said Jerry flew the Patriot, though.
Flew the Patriot, yeah. But Jerry Phelps is the one who designed that. The reason I liked it a lot then was Louis Wargas. Louis Wargas has one, and I saw his, and it's beautiful, and it flies excellent. And I really, really liked it. And I wanted to build another classic airplane because I needed another classic airplane from what I was using. And when I saw Louis Wargas out in Tucson, Arizona, I said, I really like this airplane. And they got me into wanting to build one and get one. And the reason for it also, and you could find the history behind it, was there was the FS that was designed, which was a scratch-built one. They don't make a kit for that or anything, but it was a model, it's an FS, and it's just about an exact replica of the Patriot. And I like that design, but it was too hard to figure that out to that point. So the Patriot's the closest to that, and I like that setup.
Well, I thought we'd have a few more people in here tonight, being Friday night.
Yeah, when we first started, I thought the crowd was piling up pretty good. Anybody got YouTube chat open so they can see how many people we got watching? I can try going back over there again. Last time it created a commotion when I went over there. It says 19 watching.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hello. So I was skeptic when I built this airplane. I was nervous because, as I always mentioned, the build of the airplane I was happy with, and the build came out really light. And then I was worried. I was always saying, how am I going to cover it? Because paint always jumped up on me and created weight. I was skeptical. Am I going to paint it or am I going to monocoat it? What am I going to do? And I was leaning towards monocoat, and I looked at the monocoat and said, it's really going to look like crap. I want to paint it. I worked harder than ever on the paint job on this one here to keep it light and actually accomplish my goal and kept it light. I was really pleased and really happy with the way I did this one, different than any other airplane.
What's it weigh?
This one total, when it's done, it's going to weigh 63 ounces.
63. Okay. What's the power there?
I have a Stalker 46.
Okay.
Leonard Burrell just came into YouTube, says hi, everybody.
Okay.
Hey,
now,
can you still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yep.
Oh.
You can see me?
Doug, I can't see you.
Do I have a letter or a box or anything on?
Yeah, Doug, you got a box that says Doug on it, and when you come on the screen, we just see the blue person of you. And that's it.
Yeah, I have to say something now, Mike. I can see you on the film strip.
Pat, we got the same issue with Pat.
Well, I'm here. I can see myself.
Yeah, when you talk, all you get is a blue thing up on the screen. But I can see your picture in the film strip at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Here's something nice I want to show you. Now that it's done, we're going to bring this around. How's that for my pilot?
That's pretty cool.
That's
What
awesome.
is it? I can't see right now.
The middle finger. Pilot's flipping the bird.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you showed us him before you put him in the canopy.
Before I put him in, but now that he's in, and you see him there. So it was exactly from Top Gun. If you remember the movie.
Yeah, tribute to Tom Cruise. Flipping the bird at the Russian guy.
Right.
Oh, I thought maybe that was for the judges, man.
Well, it is. You know, I want to go inverted. I'm doing my 6 laps inverted and tell the judges watch the birdie, and keep going.
That's probably not too good of an idea.
But not too good of an idea. So what I did do was, because it was in tribute of Top Gun, and I'm very fond of that movie, Top Gun 1, and that whole movie. It's a real inspiration in my Wild Airplanes, and it really gets me inspired. It gets me pumped up. It's a big adrenaline song that has an adrenaline to be going. So what I did do was I put this on the side of the airplane. If you could read that.
Maverick, yeah.
Lieutenant Maverick. And I
You
had
know
that
they're
on.
filming. You know they're filming Top Gun 2, right?
Top Gun 2.
No.
Filming Top Gun 2. That's supposed to come out July of this year.
Yeah. Do you know that everybody on the aircraft carrier hates his guts? Apparently,
Really?
he's a real arrogant prick, and the crew was instructed, don't look at him and don't talk to him while he's here.
He's in
Is it
now.
going to be Tom Cruise? Is it seriously going to be Tom Cruise again?
It's going to be Tom Cruise. Now, here's the well, it's going to be interesting to see, because Tom Cruise is quite older now. But at the end of that movie, he was a Top Gun instructor because he was supposed to be the best of the best. But now they're saying he's going to be back in the pilot seat again. So I don't know how they're going to film that, which I'm curious to find and see.
Well, they'll just
How
make
he's supposed to be Top Gun instructor going to that. What's
But
that?
What I was getting at was the crew of the carrier that they were filming on.
Right.
They've been tweeting a lot about how much they hated him and didn't enjoy his presence there. They couldn't wait for him to get done filming and get off the ship. And you know, like I said, they were told, don't look at him, don't talk to him, don't engage him while he's there. They were given orders not to.
How about Val Kilmer that's in it?
Yeah, Val Kilmer's in it too.
Yeah, Val Kilmer's in it. He gained a lot of weight too since that movie.
Yeah.
What kind of plane are they going to stick him in?
I don't think they're going to stick him in a plane. They're probably going to stick him washed up drunk or something.
Yeah, he's pretty big now. He's going to get stuck in there. I don't know what they're saying, but I heard he's going to be in the movie too.
Yeah.
Iceman. But I think that's a pretty cool touch, though, right? For the judges.
Yeah. How did you make the middle finger, man? Did you carve that out of wood?
No, actually, I bought the pilot exactly this way. This pilot, I ordered this pilot, and he came exactly manufactured this way, already painted, already done with the middle finger, and all said and done. That's the way he actually came. I did not modify this pilot.
Tom Luciano in the show. Hey, Tom.
How we doing, gentlemen?
What's up, Tom?
Mike, Doug.
Hi. Tom who?
Tom Luciano. That's the man that gave me the Super Satan a while back.
Ah.
No, Tom. He's the Italian guy from the East Coast, man.
Yeah, New Jersey.
He's with the family.
Middlesex, New Jersey guys.
He's part of the family.
Please.
He knows where Hoffa's buried.
Yeah, Giant Stadium, the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Did you catch the Pulse Jet run, Tom? Or
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Loved it.
Yeah, my wife didn't care for it very much, man. Even though I warned her about it, she still wasn't very happy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She'll get over it. I'll cook her breakfast.
Yeah, on the tube, you couldn't really appreciate the noise it makes.
Yeah, it wasn't loud at all on the tube. It was, but it was cool seeing it heat up. It was definitely interesting. It was cool.
Cool. So what have you been doing? Getting ready for Stunt
Nothing
this year? Or?
No, I will be going to the Nats to fly stunt, but I have done no modeling whatsoever since I still have the battery in the Crossfire from Huntersville. I haven't even taken it out yet. I have not touched an airplane. I did get out with Al last weekend, and I flew my Nobler. I got a little beater Nobler, but I have not flown. That was 3 flights since Huntersville. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing. It's been slow. I've been working on my house.
We're still getting lots of hits on that Super Satan video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got almost 300 hits now. But yeah, I was just fiddling with it last night. I was out in the shop pre-flighting a plane for tomorrow, and I had to hang the Super Titan up, so I went ahead and made sure the engine was oiled up good and everything's okay on it.
Yeah, you cannot walk by it and not touch it. You know, that kind of plane.
Yeah, it's a great attention getter and a conversation starter. Me and Ryan Cribbs looked it over a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, looks to me like I'll be back full swing this year. I'm doing a whole hell of a lot better than I was last time you saw me.
That's good. That's good. I can keeping tabs on you guys. I'm usually in bed when you're doing the show, especially on Monday.
I see you drop into YouTube once in a while.
Yeah, I'm laying down in bed and watching you guys. But,
that's creepy.
Tonight I was up. Huh? It was creepy. That's why I don't sign on. That would be creepy.
Yeah.
Al checks in with us once in a while.
No.
Al checks in with us once in a while. So
yeah,
he represents
the Expo show. I wanted to go up there tomorrow and help him out with the Igor system.
Are you going?
No, I never got a hold of him today, so I left him a message. Maybe I'll get a call from him in the morning. I don't know.
I'm watching a few live videos on AMA East Expo in the Balsa Modelers group. Some guys have been posting some stuff. Is that far from you?
No, about 40 minutes from me.
Oh, yeah, I'd spend the whole day there tomorrow if I could, man.
I used to go when it was the Ram show, when it was out in Westchester. And it kind of tailed off, and then there was no reason for me to go. You used to get great deals at those shows, and that kind of went by the wayside too, you know. Yeah. So I stopped going probably, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. But my brother and my father still go. And, the Circle Burners, they do they were flying indoor control line planes last year. I don't know if they're doing that this year, but then there's the curator for the Intrepid Museum, the aircraft carrier in New York City. He's a Guard State Circle Burner member, and he was speaking at that expo today.
Yeah,
I heard it was really good.
What's his name?
Eric Bohm.
Eric Bohm. Yeah, I saw that little post on Stunthangar about that. I'm going to keep that in mind if I ever get to New York for a vacation and do the Intrepid tour, because somebody said you'll get like the super secret tour, man, if you contact them and let them know you're a control line guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never been, so if you come out, I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
I'm 45 minutes
from New York City, man. My wife's been there a couple of times on business, but I've never vacationed there. But it is, we want to take the kids out there to the 9/11 Memorial and Statue of Liberty and all that stuff. So it's on the bucket list, trip to New York.
Yeah, and you'll have planes to fly. You can stop at Circle Burner Field, and you'll have planes to fly. So
awesome.
Yeah. Tom, they're still doing that event over there at the Intrepid?
Pardon me?
They're still doing that event over there at the Intrepid?
Oh, no, not the flying on the deck. I think they only did that 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. I heard.
Yeah, that was before.
When they did it there. That was years ago when they did that.
Yeah, that was before I got back at the control line.
Yeah, I was a member of the Circle Burners back there when they first did it, and I didn't go. I wasn't able to make it to that event at that time when the first time they went out there and did it. But they said it was an experience.
I bet.
I just noticed Doug's gone. Did he even say goodbye? I didn't see him leave. Oh well.
I don't know. I think his screen went blue too, and then now he's gone. So hope I didn't chase him away.
And Mike,
I don't think so.
Lyle's gone too.
Yeah, he sure is. I don't even see when people. Oh, here comes somebody new flying control line. That's Charles. Yeah, that's Charles. Hang on, Charles. I'll let you in. And there you go. Good evening, Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Got to
hey,
turn.
Guys.
There you go. We're good.
All right.
Having a good time. Did you see Mike's pulse jet run?
No, I missed that. I knew it was happening tonight too, and I was so disappointed. But my wife has been in the hospital all day. I just brought her home, and she had a chest pain early this morning, and had the ambulance come and take her. And so I've been watching the kids in the house all day.
I'm sorry. I hope everything turns out okay.
Yeah, well, she didn't have a heart attack, so she has some other issues. She has some other issues, so she did not have a heart attack. That's what I'm saying. But she has some other issues too, so we're working on that. So
good. Yeah. Sorry, man. That's tough.
Yeah, but she's still with us, so that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how's her spirits? Is she?
Oh, she's good. She's good. She's just curious what's going on, and so am I. She has another doctor's appointment Monday, which is a consultation, and we'll just go, step by step, just get after it.
Is she home with you, or is she staying
She's home with me.
Okay.
She's home, and she's cool with me being on the call too. I asked her, is it okay? She goes, yeah, you wasn't on there Monday, so go ahead.
Charles, any luck today?
No, I left a message with Doug Jett and a message with Richard Oliver. I found his number on the forum.
Okay.
I left messages with those two.
And
Richard
get back to you.
Yeah.
You gotta constantly get on Randy's case though, buddy. He's got him. He'll get him to you. You just gotta. It's not okay. I'll get it to you. And it's in the mail, or send me the money, and here it comes. It's a timely process, but he'll get it to you too. You gotta just bug Randy to it.
Yeah, I don't really bug these guys. I remember there was one guy, I don't want to mention his name, but I was bugging him, and I could just tell that I kind of teed him off, and so I just said, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to sweat these guys. They're doing us a favor, and
I respect it. You're absolutely right. I don't like doing it either, and so it's just, that's the only way you get results sometimes.
Yeah. Because Randy's built. He built the Super Tiger 51 for me. And I think he built a LA 46 for me too, I think. So I have two motors from him, and they're both good runners. So I mean, I know the waiting game. I think I might have waited. I don't know. I waited a month and a half for the one engine I can think of. At least a month and a half.
I usually send a motor out to him, and I get it back for 4 to 6 months.
Jeff Riley sends his best wishes, Charles.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm
wish you the best.
I am. I'm just believing in my Lord and Savior. So that's where I put my confidence and trust.
What happened, Charles?
My wife woke up this morning with sharp chest pain, so called the ambulance and took her to the hospital, and they checked her out. She's okay now. She's had some other ongoing issues with her gastrointestinal system, and that's what really is concerning her, because she's in a lot of pain down there, and that's what's mostly been frustrating for her, is that. But today was concerning because it was really sharp pain in her left side.
Maybe pain from there radiated up into their chest or something. So
I went through the same thing with all the tests because I thought I was having heart attacks and stuff in my arm and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, they found I have an enlarged liver. I found that out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So, and being a non-drinker, but I worked in that chemical company.
Yeah.
So they think, they keep every doctor, you sure you don't drink? You don't drink, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't. I haven't for over 25 years. So
some people take too much acetaminophen, Tylenol. That'll do it too. But if you've been around a chemical plant, there's no telling. My son's a chemist, and he figures he'll probably die a little younger than he should, just from being exposed. But he does his best to, as soon as he gets off work, shower down, and he has to adhere to strict safety protocols at work. It's pharmaceutical company that he works for. So,
Charles, have they went down her throat yet and scoped everything?
Oh yeah, she had that done a year or so ago, and then she had the so that's the endoscopy, and then she's had the colonoscopy as well. And then she did have a perforation in her stomach a couple years ago, and they did emergency surgery for that. So they've gone up and down her, quite a bit. But this is a new development, so they and not to be too crass or anything, but they just found that she has a lot of stuff in her GI
tracts.
So we got to figure out what to do with that.
Well, guys, I got to head out for a bit.
All right.
Okay, Steve. Thanks for coming and giving us a show and tell.
Oh, sure.
Patriot.
Your plane looks good. I can see it on the bed. It looks great, man.
There we go.
Yeah, that looks like a Patriot. Wow.
I'll
go back and see the show and tell, Steve. I'll replay the show. I'll catch it.
Yeah.
I laugh every time I see that finger.
That pilot is great. He's the best.
What motor's going in that, Steve?
What's that?
What motor's going in that?
Stalker 46. I got from Tom Dixon.
Cool.
Nice.
Is that one of those engines Tom Dixon sells?
Yes. I got it directly from Tom Dixon.
Side exhaust or rear?
Side.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Is that your teddy bear back there?
What's that?
Is that your teddy bear back there?
Oh yeah, that's the Trumpy bear.
Yeah, I think Minnesota Mike commented on that a little while ago.
Yeah, the Trumpy bear. That's the guy that they were advertising on TV. Has the American flag in his back and everything. That's the Trumpy bear. This is a collector's item. I gotta have one of these. This guy's on the news every single day. Everybody talks about him more than any other president in history. I gotta have one of him. He's a collector.
Strap some wings and an engine on him and take him for a ride.
Crash it.
Oh, I think he's great. Well, he came out with the teddy bear from Teddy Roosevelt. So now they came out with this guy here. I said, I got to have this Trumpy bear. I put him on there already. I took him flying with me already. I hooked him up to the stooge like he was holding the airplane.
I hadn't even heard about that. Is it Trumpy bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that either.
Yeah, it's a Trumpy bear. They had it on the news. They were advertising them. Get the Trumpy bear. It's a collector's item. Comes with the American flag zipped into his back, and the whole thing has a certificate of authenticity, which I have up on the wall. Let's see if we can see that there.
The hair looks pretty good, but you got to paint the face oranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you see right there.
Head on it.
I got a certificate of authenticity back there. So
I see.
It's official.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep him.
Yeah, I heard that, man. You enjoy him all you want, man.
Hey, he's a great character.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah, he is a character. That's right.
I think I just saw Sam walk by Mike's camera.
It's enjoyable listening to him on TV. Man, you hear him on the internet and everything. What's he saying today? When did you ever hear a president every single day?
I don't. I try not to.
Yeah, same here.
It's like, what's he going to say today? What's going to come
If
out?
I wanted to be lied to every day, I'd have stayed married.
He's like a comical sitcom.
Okay. Enough about that. Was that Sam I saw walk by the camera just a minute ago?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you guys later.
All right. See you later, Steve.
All righty, man.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
So you pulling that new airplane anymore, Charles?
You know what? You not believe the weather out here. I mean, it didn't rain today, but the field is so soaking wet. I haven't flown in 3 weeks. I mean, it's like it's just amazing how terrible the weather's been for us.
3 weeks. I haven't flown in 3 months.
I know, but you guys know I fly every week. You know, normally I can fly all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a spare change of clothes and shoes up to watch tomorrow because that field's gonna be a bog. But I got the Death Star pre-flighted and ready to go. The paint was peeling off of it, and it had sucked some of it into the Uniflow vent, and it was all in the crap trap. So I flushed everything out last night, and I got a full tank in there just soaking. And so I'm gonna pull the fuel out of it tomorrow and see what comes out of it and take it up there to Watt's house. Hopefully I can fly it off the mud.
Yeah. Put some skis on it or pontoons.
Yeah. It gets pretty that field up there gets pretty soft when it's wet. I mean it's grass covered, but it's just squish when you walk on it. Who's got a TV on in the background?
That's me again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta mute it for some reason. But
Charles, did you catch the pulse jet running?
No, buddy, I'm so sorry. I missed it. My wife's been in the hospital all day.
I did catch some of that. Yeah, I didn't know if you'd been home and just watching from home before you.
Yeah, I don't want to be locked away from my kids. It's bad enough that Mom's been gone all day, and she was gone yesterday. I took her to ER yesterday as well, and then the ambulance took her today. So it's just been a lot. So
when you watch the rerun, it's about 45 or 50 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
I like your introduction. I watched the whole thing. I won't miss a thing.
No, my introductions can fly all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, well, you know, it's pretty cool that you know, you have the faith and confidence that we will show up.
No kidding. It gets a little tight. It gets a little tight some nights.
Well, we're getting rolling, and yeah, I hope we get a bunch of people. You know, one night we should just all stay off and just leave Rusty all by himself, man. Just
watch me die.
Nobody log in on Monday. Nobody.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, just watch Rusty die.
Yeah.
I'm always so relieved when the first couple show up. So.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Tom, have you been working on any planes at least? Yeah, I know you haven't been flying, but have you been doing anything in the shop?
Are you talking to me?
Talking to Tom.
No, I started right before when I got back from Huntersville. I started working. I started a home movie theater in my basement last winter. I figured let me get that done before Christmas. I got that done before Christmas. Then I started where the pool table is. Started doing that. Then I started doing this and that and everything. And I've been doing honeydews nonstop since I came back from Huntersville. I have not done an ounce of model airplane stuff. Nothing. Wow, the shop is a mess. Now I'm way behind.
We've had a pretty good winter here. We're about 3/4 of the way through repairing all the stuff we broke last year. That's stunt and combat. And then we've built several new models. And I just started my half-A stunt plane for Brodax tonight. Just laid up the laminated some balsa for the fuselage and pulled the wings out and the spars and all that. And I got to make a run to Hobby Lobby tomorrow to get some more balsa. Some thinner balsa for the elevator and the rudder, but that's next for me. I should have some progress to show on Monday for this half-A stunt ship. Hell, it might even be done. It could be real close to being done by Monday if I work on it all weekend.
Very good.
I built, well, since Tom hasn't seen it, I'm going to show it again. I know you guys have already seen it. But I just finished.
Oh, wow. Nice. Put the flag on it. Very cool.
Yeah, I did. My flag decals showed up today, so I put those on.
Very nice.
The Tamigo Sport Jet. It's ready to go, man. It's
Very
ready.
good.
You're darker orange than your dad's, huh? Your
What's
dad's
that?
looks more yellow.
No, my dad's was orange to begin with. I'm the one that painted it yellow.
Oh, okay.
Dad's was hobby epoxy orange, and this is class coat orange. But that yellow one was orange originally, and it also American flag here and American flag there. So I did this one very similar to it.
Very nice. That
That's
looks
great.
good.
Same jet. They're two different kits. This is a Tamigo. The other one is a cat jet. But I do have another brand new cat jet kit that I'm going to build, and it's going to look just like this one. It'll have the same paint.
Is your dad gone now?
I'm sorry?
Is your dad gone now?
Yeah, he died a month after I graduated high school.
Holy cow.
Mine died a couple of months before I graduated from high school.
Wow.
He saw me graduate, and then he died. I was the last of 4 that he put through Catholic school in Detroit. He was a lineman for Michigan Bell. He was a telephone repairman is what he did. But he put 4 kids through Catholic school, and I was the last one. And I guess, you know, when I got through school, he thought his job was done, and he took off on us. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Heart attack?
Yeah. 54. He died
Holy
at
cow.
54.
Wow. Yeah, I think mine was 48 when he died.
Yeah, but I mean, that was 1985, man. So, you know, the medicine wasn't, if he had the same condition now as then, I'm sure the medicine they have today, that stuff would have saved him. But, you know, I mean, that was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. It was a long time.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
But that's why I put this one in the class code orange to kind
Sure,
of,
right.
and with the flag too. And the other one will get the same treatment as well. But yeah, I repainted that one yellow sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know why. I just did. But the reason Dad did these in orange back in the day in the 60s was because of Chuck Yeager and Glamorous Glennis.
Yep, yeah. The test airplanes were the orange. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he did it.
That's cool.
I guess they were for orange for visibility.
Yeah.
I have found orange to be the most visible color, whether you're talking about flying lines or fuselages or anything else. Even with lines in the grass, I can't see yellow or circles that I paint on the field. I can't see the yellow like I expected I would. And I tried different colors, and orange or red even, and orange shows up way better than everything else.
Yeah. Tom, if you show up at Brodax this year, I'll let you get a flight on one of the sport jets if you want, man.
If I make it to Brodak, it's going to be late Friday night and fly on Saturday morning. That'll be it. Because my vacation is going to be the Nats this year.
You gotta fly. You gotta fly PA on Friday.
I'll just fly one flight on Saturday morning.
Oh, one flight. All right, but if you're gonna be at the Nats, even better. We can go over on a speed circle. We're over there every night in the cage flying these damn pulse jets. So either one.
I'll be there. I have some old combat planes with me too. So
if you're inclined and you want to try your hand at flying a jet, have you ever flown one?
No.
Okay, then yeah, you need to try it, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a hoot. You only have to last a minute and a half. That's all.
You know I get dizzy.
Yeah, just a minute and a half.
Okay. We were flying a match in Huntersville, and I told Mike we had to stop because I couldn't go around in circles anymore. I had to just start doing 8s on one side of the circle. I get dizzy fast because I'm on medication for heart problems, and I get
yeah.
dizzy.
Some of that will make you dizzy.
Yeah.
You too, huh? Did you have the heart attack yet?
Yep.
Yeah. So I had one 2 years ago myself.
2 years with me too. 100% block.
2 years in April. April will be my 2-year anniversary for me.
Really? Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had a blood clot heart attack, not not from blockages and cholesterol and all that. I had a blood clot that traveled from my leg to my heart, and so as a matter of fact, yesterday I had my my 2-year checkup with the doc, and actually I was pretty happy to bring home the paperwork to my wife because my cholesterol, my bad cholesterol was low, my good cholesterol was high, everything was right where it needs to be. So
Excellent.
Keep the wife off my back for a while anyway.
Oh, that's
So you're on
good.
blood thinner? Are you on like Xarelto or whatever?
Not Xarelto. I'm on like 5 different things. You know, cholesterol, blood thinner. I can't remember.
That's what got Tom Morris too, was a clot.
Yeah. Well, he was a lot older than me when
Yeah.
I was 50 when I had mine. You know, 49. I think Tom was in his 70s, wasn't he?
60, yeah, whatever. But I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. You get it. Why you get a blood clot all of a sudden, and
Yeah.
you know, bang. I mean, so he said his none of his veins are plugged or anything, and it happens.
Yeah, mine aren't either. The only thing I know now is when I cut myself, I just bleed forever. It just
Yeah, I can't get too far from a box of Band-Aids.
when I cut my finger at Brodax last summer, when I ran my finger through that combat prop, that thing bled forever and ever and ever. Even after they stitched me up, it just bled and bled and bled.
I've flown many a flights with blood dripping off of my hand before too.
Well, yeah, you got to get to the handle, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's how you can tell you're still alive, you know.
I mean, if your hand looks like that, you probably won't go fly. But if you just got a big cut on it, you still want to get to the handle, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't gonna bleed to death in that short amount of time.
So, but yeah, Tommy, if you want to fly one of these jets with the Nats, just try your hand at it. I'm always willing to put an airplane in somebody's hands if they want to try something out. We could even short tank you too, you know.
Yeah.
You like 10 laps or something like that.
That pulls pretty hard too. I expect you can probably lean back into it a little, can't you?
You can, yeah. I mean, and especially the heavier they are. This thing is literally, you know, Mike Hazel was joking with me. It's the only control line airplane with the fuselage made out of a baseball bat. And it's literally, that's what Mike Hoyt used to build these airplanes, was a baseball bat for the fuselage. It's like solid pine, and it's really heavy.
Wow.
So this one pulls like a truck. It'll pull like a truck. The other sport jet, from Robert Bolton, from the Aussie guy. I mean, it's a profile fuselage basically. It's a profile fuse with a big tank on it. But just holding these two models in my hand, this orange one weighs 3 times as much as this one does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this one still pulls pretty stout because it's going fast. But this one, you definitely know you're holding on to something with these older 60s type models, you know, because they're solid wood. Everything's solid.
Wow.
Now, what kind of speed did I fly at, Mike?
I was getting like, you know, 125 out of this one, just, you know, with no engine modifications or any crazy thing like that, or any hop ups on the fuel. This one will probably run about 115, 118 on gasoline. This one's going to run on gasoline because it has a very small tank in it. Well, I say small, it's probably 5.5 ounces or something like that. But if you look at the tank on this one, the whole length of the fuselage is the tank.
I see that.
This is running the 80-20 nitromethane and methanol mix. So it burns fuel at a lot higher rate than gasoline. So you got to carry this much fuel, and it's faster. It'll run faster, but for a shorter amount of time, ounce per ounce. So these old 60s models, the Tamigo, which is a 60s model, they were set up to run on either Coleman fuel or regular gasoline. I could run this on 80/20, but it would probably only run for about 45 seconds, and then the tank would be empty.
Mhm.
And then this will run about a minute and a half, maybe a minute 40 seconds with that big tank with the 80/20. So, I mean, actually, it probably would be a good idea with this small tank, run this on 80/20 for someone who's new to jets, and then it would only run, 40 or 45 seconds.
Right.
You get about 10 laps out of it, and then it'd be done. But
Leonard Burrell wonders if it pulls any harder than a Rojet 90. At 115 miles an hour, I bet it probably does.
Well, yeah, when Samantha was flying Banjack's jet, it about pulled her, right up off the ground when she did a wing over and stuff. But yeah, you watch them fly and they're leaning on an angle when she was doing loops.
Back on their heels.
Yeah, way back. So, yeah, she said it was funny when it go up over the top. It was like she was floating almost. It pulled so hard, lift her up off the ground.
Very good. You can fly them one-handed. I mean, I do. I fly both of those one-handed because all the video I shot last year, I had my camera, my phone in this hand and the handle in this hand because I would video the flight. But you get tired. When it's over, you're glad it's over. You're happy that it's done when it's done.
What's Banjack's plane weigh? That damn thing must weigh like 10 pounds, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. And that's one of the things I'm trying to figure out ways to make mine lighter because I've got all my hardware from my New Zealand guy, my mounting hardware and brackets and stuff, and I have the foam wing cores. After I finish this half-eight stunt plane, my pulse jet stunner is next. I've already made the bladder. I think I showed you guys the bladder a week ago. And I know the engine will run on a bladder. I've got the decline valve, the PCFS valve for it. So I'm in the early stages of my design, but weight is absolutely going to be critical. I want to keep it as light as I can because I'm going to have to carry so much fuel, I mean, I think it's going to burn 8 ounces of fuel per minute on a bladder with the 80/20 mix. So just to even make it worthwhile, I'll have to carry at least 24 ounces so I can have a 3-minute stunt flight,
Wow.
So 32, 35 ounces, 36 ounces, somewhere in there of fuel. So I want to try to keep the airplane weight way down. And, big wing area, like 550 squares, foam wings, big wing area, big draggy, slow airplane. I'm not trying to go for speed. I don't want this thing to fly like Nelson at 125 miles an hour. I'm tickled to death if it only flew 90 miles an hour, because it's so big and draggy with a big, thick airfoil on it.
What does Banjack, you think, fly at about 90, 80, 90?
I think he's easily 80, 90. He might even be at 100. I don't know. It's pretty damn fast.
Yeah, that's what Samantha said. It's a fast airplane, for.
Yeah, I don't know what the wing area is off the top of my head, but it's not a lot. You know what I mean? It's not huge. And I'm going to go for a big, thick airfoil and long wingspan to make it draggy,
Yeah.
Because they put out like 4 pounds of thrust. That's what a pulse jet puts out, 4 pounds of thrust. That's why I had asked a question on the forum earlier about if anybody had ever measured the thrust like on a Nelson 36. Like how much does a Nelson put out, power to weight, and how many pounds of thrust? Because like a Nelson 36 on a fast combat plane, they're going 125 to 130, somewhere in there. So I was wanting to know if a Nelson put out more or less than 4 pounds of thrust with a typical prop, you know, because that's what a Dynajet puts out is 4 pounds of thrust. So if a Nelson is less than that, or even more than that, I'll be safer with a bigger airframe than a fast combat plane to keep the speed down.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what like a 40 size stunt ship. I know that if you get onto Cobra's website, they'll give you the thrust in ounces that the electric motors put out, and you can kind of figure out, you know, what you're matching that way. You know, because it'll give you props and smaller props, and you know, if that'd be a 36 equivalent to a, you know, a 36 or 35 running at 14,000, or I know Nelson's run even faster than that, but
oh yeah,
them different electric motors will give you that.
There's going to be a lot of guesswork here with this thing. I'm going to use a lot of the looks about right method with how I design the plane. But ideally, like I said, I'm going to use some of Phil Cartier's foam wing cores, but with a big fat airfoil and at least 550 square inches. And then it's going to build a profile fuselage from there and then figure out the weight and balance and all that. But I should be able to fly it at the Detroit Combat Contest in May. That's where I'm hoping to do the maiden flights and the test flights. So if it's a complete failure, nobody will know about it except me and Ron Colombo and Paul Smith, you know, and Ed Breeze. If it blows up or doesn't fly or the wings fold or whatever happens, nobody will know about it. If it's successful in Detroit in May, then I'll bring it to Brodax in June. So,
well, guys, it's about midnight. I'm out of here.
See you, Steve.
See you Monday.
All right, Steve, take it easy.
Hey,
Yeah.
Steve, real quick. Steve,
Yes.
did you get I sent you a PM regarding the arming plugs for the one the Armorlite one. Remember we were talking about it last time I was on. I don't know if you ever got it.
Did it come through Stunthangar?
Yeah.
I'll have to get on there. I thought I commented or something on that.
Okay. All right. As long as you got it, or
Yeah.
supposed to buy it now.
Because everybody said that the way I did it was way too heavy, you know.
Right.
The arming plug I used through was it MPI or?
Yeah. Was that the one with the wire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that's way too heavy. But I'm thinking about, I was looking like how Igor and stuff does it, where they just have one wire and they just hook it together outside of the plane.
Yeah, well, Hunt used to do it that way too. He used to just use one wire and it was a loop just that stuck out the side of the fuselage.
Yeah.
One wire.
Yeah, I forget how many ounces that was on that damn arming plug, but it was heavy.
Yeah.
When you get the two ends and the piece of plastic and that part that goes in there.
Yep.
But yeah, I got to get into looking more into that, because they make that plug that is in that arming plug. I can buy it at an electrical store, and they're crimp on. I just have to buy the special pliers to crimp it in place.
Oh.
But from talking to electricians and stuff, they said that they carry a lot of amperage and stuff, and they don't have any problems. Because I always like soldered stuff, but they're saying that they think that works better than solder.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't get hard and brittle and stuff, it'll work hard in itself or whatever. So I don't know. I was going to try it. But I know that the plug works fine, so I never had any problem with that.
Right.
So I was just going to take it as a single and put it outside and just connect it up that way. But I guess you could use a bullet connector or anything. That's what Bob Hunt did.
Yeah. Just bullet connector in and looped around and right back in, out and in. That's all.
Yeah.
And it's easy to pull off when you go up to the plane. It's actually easier than pulling the plug out. but you just got this piece of wire sticking off the side of your plane. That's, you know, the ugly part of it. But usually you put it on the inboard side, nobody can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's all. I was just curious.
Yeah, if I get on Stunt, I haven't seen a message, but I'll get back on there, and because usually it'll look across the top, it'll show that somebody's sent me something or whatever. But.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you get stuff through it, and sometimes you don't. So I know, because I know people have tried to contact me, and I never got anything from them. You know.
Okay.
And then sometimes it'll show up in your email that you got contacted through Stunthangar. So it's works when it does.
Yeah, next time I'm on, I'll check again.
All right. Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Right.
Hope you don't get flooded out, Mike.
Good night, Steve.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
man.
Good night.
Still got about 19 people watching us on the tube. Pretty good crowd.
19 people. Wow.
That's great.
I wish I had more stuff to show.
I wish I had room.
I got my Hyper Viper out to the shop and went out last night and worked on the Death Star, so I'd have it ready to fly tomorrow. So I'll gradually have more to talk about too. And so I think I'm going to do some thinning on the Hyper Viper fuselage and be careful with that. I don't want to thin it too much, but that's the first time I've built a plane that's been cut out like that, kind of like a hollow log that's been cut in half, that CNC'd fuselage.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, did you say you were going to bring some combat beaters to the Nats?
Am I going to bring combat beaters to the Nats?
Yeah.
No. Just fly a little bit of, you know, I'm going to practice a lot that week. I'm hoping stunt and, you know, see what I could do against the big boys. You know, if I can get, you know, in the top 30, I'd be more than happy. Top 40, I'd be happy, you know. But I don't know. I just figured out maybe at night or something, you know, pull out some of the vintage stuff and hack around. But,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, oh, yeah. Definitely going to bring, you know, definitely bring my Super Satan. And I flew it at Watts, as a matter of fact, Rusty, after we left Huntersville. I flew it at Watts' house. All his neighbors came over and watched me fly. They all heard it. They couldn't believe it. So it was a good show.
Yeah, a real crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Are you going to fly an open at the Nats, Tom?
You know, I've been saying yes all along, and now I'm saying, well, maybe I should fly advanced. I mean, it's my first time going. I just moved up to expert last year. You know, after I think I flew my last advanced contest in July, and then I went up to and I flew 2 contests or 3 contests at expert, and I was last. You know, that's fine. But you know, a lot of people say, well, you should go there and try to win advanced. I don't know. I mean, this may be the only time I go to the Nats. So maybe I just want to go get the experience, you know, and be an open and see where I fall. And,
yeah.
You know, but I don't want to tie up the spot.
Right?
What's that, Mike?
Expert guys are allowed. You're allowed to do that at the Nats. Expert guys can enter advanced if they don't fly in open, right?
Yeah, well, I actually never won an expert. Well, I won an advanced contest, but I never won an expert contest to be really considered an expert. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just put myself up there. As a matter of fact, a couple of guys were saying, why don't you just fly advanced in Huntersville? And I'm like, no, I moved up. I'm going to, you know, stay where I am. That's fine. You know, and I came in the middle of the pack. I was happy. And under those conditions that we were flying in Huntersville, I thought I did well, you know.
That's
and I wasn't going to
was
an airplane.
It was awful.
That was a brutal day, yes.
That was my 3rd advanced contest, and I took 2nd. I was only 2.5 points out of 1st.
Wow.
And there was like 12 guys there, but it was windy as hell. It was terrible.
Yeah,
man.
it was cold and windy that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gusts were all different directions. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you had more fun flying combat with us on Saturday, I bet.
Yeah. Shh, don't tell anybody.
And so, Tom, I'm going to go to Nats this year and fly in advance. My first time going to Nats myself.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. You know, and I know Jim Vigani's going to come with me. So he'll probably fly advanced, I would think. So I'm going to look forward to meeting a lot of people and parents, and I tried to talk my family into going, but forget about it. Even my youngest son, I'm trying to get him to look at colleges. Ball State's right there, so I said, "Why don't you go look at school?" No, can't get him to come. So,
Well,
Hey, Jeff Riley got a combat question. He says, ask if speed limit's still 80 miles an hour. He hadn't flown a match in 25 years.
Well, it depends on what part of the country you're in. In the Midwest and on the East Coast, it's 75. But out in California and the West Coast, they fly 80 out there. So they fly speed limit combat with shutoffs because it's 80. But everywhere else, speed limit is 75.
Is 80 the cutoff for needing to have a shut off on your fuel line?
Correct. Correct.
I guess we'd probably call it a night now. I think we're kind of down to the diehards, me and Mike and Tom. We
lost Charles.
Say what?
Right. Well, it was good to see you guys. I don't know when I'll get on. I am still trying to wrap up the honeydews, but I got to get on my Crossfire. I got to fix those bubbles that, if you guys remember, I had the paint bubbling on top of my wing. I got to get that all fixed for the Nats. So I'll be. Oh, here he is. He's back. I need to get that fixed before the Nats. I don't want to get hammered on appearance points, So.
Now, hey, Tom, in advance, they have appearance points in advance at the Nats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's no BOM in advance at the Nats.
But there isn't.
I think
so you can fly an ARF in advance.
I've been trying to get to the bottom of this question because I'm considering foregoing some combat events to actually fly stunt because the way the schedule is this year, they're having team trials for combat. So F2D doesn't start till Monday, and that runs 2 days. And then F2D Fast is Wednesday. My combat events don't start till Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're running half A Thursday, speed limit Friday, and big block fast is Saturday. Everything's been pushed back because of the team trials and F2D and F2D Fast. So I was thinking about flying advanced stunt at the Nationals this year. So I was trying to get a clear understanding of what the rules are. I don't think there's a BOM. You can fly any model you want, but
right.
you can't get appearance points for the model if you didn't build it.
Right.
Is that
sounds
correct?
Right. That sounds right. Yes.
So
yeah,
I
you
can
fly
fly
any plane you want, but to get appearance points, you have to be the builder of the model. That's the understanding I have.
Right. Okay. So I would be down like 12 to 16 points or 18 points right off the bat flying something I didn't build in advance.
Right.
Okay.
That's my understanding. That's why I'm that's why I'm going to have a plane built and shipped there because, I don't plan on coming back to the Nats. I just can't afford this kind of thing. So I'm going to be one and done. And so I'm going to go there with my best shot so I can compete, the best I can compete. So I need appearance points to.
My train of thought is I'll just go there and fly as best as I can.
Right.
And even start off that many points down because of appearance points. Be nice to see where I'd stack up at the Nationals,
I think so.
Appearance points.
Now I'm looking forward to it because one other thing about the Nats is that these are trained judges. I mean, you and I had probably been in contests, and when I'm judging, I mean, they just said, "You want to judge?" And I said, "Yeah." They gave me a clipboard, no warm up flights or nothing. I mean, I've judged probably I don't know, 3 or 4 contests, and I'm kind of getting better and better all the time. I'm really focused more on being consistent more than trying to put the right score on. I'm just trying to be.
Yeah, that's the best you can do is be consistent, whatever you do.
That's what I focus on is consistency. If I see a loop like that, I give that loop
Yeah.
30
And
points.
as you go and realize you're learning things, you can't adjust it then. You got to wait until the next event to adjust what you're doing to score them, because that would be unfair to the contestants.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But at the Nats, though, see, those guys, those judges are trained at the Nats. And another thing we're going to probably enjoy, Mike and Tom, is that we might have in advance, maybe 5 judges, maybe I'm hoping, where you can't be torpedoed by one judge. Because I've been to a contest where the differential was more than 100 points between one judge and the other. You know?
Yeah.
And that's not gonna. You're not gonna be torpedoed at the Nats, because even if one judge doesn't like you, there's 4 other judges that are going to, going to average you out. So I'm looking forward to those things.
What really got me thinking about foregoing combat and doing stunt was fast combat is on Saturday. That's the last combat event is fast combat on Saturday. Well, that's the day Sam will be flying junior senior open. That's when the juniors and seniors fly on Saturday morning. I can't go fly fast combat because I want Sam to fly stunt. Sam's gonna fly stunt. So that event is out for me. And I'm thinking, okay, if that event's out, maybe I'll fly stunt instead of flying combat.
You fly stunt on Saturday, we're talking about, or fly stunt on Sunday?
Well, no, what I'm talking about for Samuel is he flies junior senior Pampa is on Saturday morning.
I understand.
Okay, so that's the same day that fast combat is. That's the last day of combat. I won't be flying fast combat because Sam is going to fly junior senior on Saturday. So if I'm not going to do that, maybe I'll forego speed limit and half A, which is Thursday and Friday, so that I could fly stunt. But I don't know, when are the advanced days? When do they fly advanced? When does that happen? That's
they fly with they fly with the open guys.
They do. Same days. Yeah, but like, don't they fly classic and old time on Monday and Tuesday? And
I'm actually looking at what Mark Weiss posted today when I'm talking to you. Well, you have the unofficial events, and actually he's showing Saturday, Sunday, the 13th and 14th F2D combat. So that would be the week prior.
Well, but that's you got ahead of me there before I had a chance to. That's wrong. Everything that Mark posted for combat is wrong. If you read further down in that thread,
you're on TV. My
wife,
Michelle.
The team trials are on Saturday and Sunday. Regular F2D is Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Combat events is actually what the schedule was last year, because they show it ending. They show F2D on Monday, Saturday, Sunday, F2D fast on Monday, then speed limit, half A, and fast, and everything being over on Thursday. That's wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong. The team trials, yes, are Saturday, Sunday, but then actual AMA nationals start Monday, and they're given 2 days for F2D, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
Because there'll be so many guys there from the team trials. It's going to take them 2 days to run F2D. Then Wednesday is F2D fast, 1 day event. Wednesday is half A, Thursday speed limit. And well, no, they've got Saturday listed as fast. I'm getting screwed up here. Monday, Tuesday, F2D, Wednesday, F2D fast, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, half A, speed limit, and fast. That's correct.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Mark should be putting a correction in there on the combat dates. The
Okay.
combat dates that he listed are incorrect
Okay.
because of the team trials. So that screwed everything back a day or two for combat.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because that's what I was trying to think for. So if you're going to be flying, advance would be Wednesday and Thursday, and then finals is Friday, right? And you're
For
having your
advance,
finals during top 20 day, I believe. Isn't that how it works? I think it does.
I don't know.
I'm just
what
going
I'm
by
asking.
what I follow along with every year when I watch Dave Tribble's blow by blow, But appearance judging is it on Tuesday or Monday? Monday, right? Tuesday. Monday's practice day. Tuesday is appearance judging, correct?
And then everything starts Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go.
Yeah. You have Wednesday and Thursday as your qualifiers, and then Friday is top 20 day, and then top 5 Saturday. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Yeah, as far as I know, advance follows the same schedule.
it does. So even top 5 for advanced is on Saturday?
No. Advanced finals, though, are on Friday, I believe. The only guys that fly on Saturday are the top 5 and the junior and senior.
Gotcha. Okay. So the open guys and junior, senior fly on Saturday. Advanced is done on Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. All right. Well, then I would have to forego speed limit and half A to get it done. But I don't know. Maybe this is just a stunt year for me and Sam instead of.
Yeah, but I don't know. How strict are they with, like, say you're flying a match and then after you get done with your match, you come over and fly your stunt flight?
I don't want to try to do that at the nationals, man. I think that's just too hard to do.
That's a recipe for flying poorly.
I think it'd be, I don't know how willing they are to accommodate. Like at Huntersville, it's not a big deal. You can Will tell you we want everyone, and even at Brodax, we want everyone to fly every event that they want to fly in, and they'll bump you and they'll move you around and stuff like that if they need to. But I don't think I would ask them to do it at a national event. Be too hard.
Yeah, probably right.
So we got a decision to make.
For sure. All right, man. Well, I'll be in touch, and we'll see if we can get together at some point. I hope if I can get up to Brodak on Friday night, that'd be great. Like leave work at lunchtime and shoot out there. It's about 5.5 hours for me to get out there. Maybe I'll get there for dinner, and then we'll fly afterwards.
What about Huntersville in May?
No. I mean, owning my own business is tough with, taking days off. And we usually only try to take a week a year. Yeah. And then, little days here and there, maybe a long weekend. So I just think for this year, I got to focus on the Nats, and that's my vacation. My family's going to go down to Jersey Shore, and I'll go to the Nats. Great.
Well, tell them to say hi to Snooky for me.
Yeah. I was walking on the boardwalk one time, and all these bodyguards are pushing me out of the way and everything else. And that whole entourage was walking down the boardwalk. I had no idea who they even were. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Right on. All right, Tom. We'll see you.
All right. Take care, guys.
Take it easy, man. Thanks for coming in with us. All right, dudes. That was a pretty good show. We had a lot of YouTubers out there, and appreciate the Pulse Jet show. That was pretty cool.
I did my best.
So thanks for everybody on the live side and the YouTube chat side. We appreciate y'all coming in. And we got a couple of donations tonight. We appreciate that. The super chat made us a couple of bucks. So maybe I can go out and buy me some model parts now.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Okay, everybody have a great weekend. I'm going to fly. I hope if it's not too damn soggy, I'm going to be flying the Death Star tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'll try to get a camera on it if I do. And I know I'll get Will to take my phone and video me so I can prove that I actually flew. And y'all have a great weekend, man. We'll see you back Monday.
All right. Good luck.
All right.